Um, my name is Steven Sunday, and I'm very pleased to be with you guys today. Thank you for the opportunity, Lumilab, for giving me the slot to speak uh, on your scheduled event. So I will be talking about Algorand, and then of course some brief introduction on what blockchain is and how blockchain can be integrated on on a normal or regular um, tech solution, and how you can be able to take advantage of the new innovations that are in the space and on the field of blockchain right now. So, like I said, my name is Steven Sunday. I am an ambassador with Algorand um, here in Nigeria, and I will just walk you through what we have as a blockchain solution, and then, of course, then we would interact, and then I would love to hear a lot of questions from you guys. So, thank you very much. Um, but can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you
Okay.
muted, so I told this.
Oh, okay, then that's fine. Thank you very much. All right. So let's proceed. Let me just move straight up. So what is a blockchain? Uh, just a brief recap. A blockchain is simply I hate giving this example, but for the purpose of the webinar, I will just have to use the example. So a blockchain is a distributed ledger that allows peer-to-peer communication between users, and it has the characteristics of storing data or values in a decentralized format, and it is very transparent, very decentralized, very secured, and can be very scalable. So it's just a way of having a transparent system that everybody is a part of and can contribute equally to the growth the of the protocol. So, like I said, it's a distributed ledger that permits peer-to-peer transactions, and then it is fully encrypted. And anyone can be a part of a certain blockchain as long as it is made public or private. It depends on uh, the uh, the or the initiators. It depends on how they want to run it. If they want to make it public or if they want to make it private, anyone can just contribute to it and participate in or in the ecosystem. So we have now one of the use cases that announced the power behind blockchain, or that made it had a global attention or a mass attention, was Bitcoin. Bitcoin was created and then was used solely with the aim of transferring cash between two parties without any centralized system or without any form of monitoring how these transactions are done, and with very, very minimal uh, charges involved. So it doesn't really matter how much you're going to exchange. The transaction fees are really very minute, and in most cases they are very insignificant. So blockchain came, and then blockchain was the first use case, or rather the first use case that that the general public got to identify with. But there are quite a lot of use cases, that came up before uh, Bitcoin. And then the second most announced use case, or rather protocol to be deployed on the blockchain was Ethereum. Ethereum is also has the functionality of cash exchange, or maybe you can say cryptocurrency exchange, and then but also Ethereum was an advanced level, or rather an advanced stage of Bitcoin, whereby you could do you. It wasn't just limited to cash transactions or cash exchanges, or maybe it wasn't just limited to cryptocurrency exchanges, but it had a functionality whereby you could write what is called a smart contract. Now, a smart contract is just like any other contract you have running on like a physical contract. So I ask you to buy me a maybe a um, okay, let's say an iPhone, maybe iPhone X, whatever it is. I ask you to buy it, and now the contract between me is you deliver, I pay, or I pay before you deliver. But there is a mutual understanding between the two of us. And then uh, one of these criteria, or two of these criteria, or it doesn't matter the number of criteria, but there are certain criteria that has to be met before the transactions is executed. So smart contracts are just an automated or a smart way of doing it on the blockchain, whereby you don't need to monitor the process. So you code your way into having it run automatically. So it's an automated system that has to meet different criteria. Then the protocol is being executed. If you don't understand anything, please call my attention, or maybe you write down your questions, then you can ask later. So, Algorand is a blockchain 3.0 protocol. Now, you could say, based on my explanation, you could say Bitcoin is first 1.0, Ethereum is 2.0, then others that came after Ethereum are actually 3.0. So, and Algorand falls under others that came after Ethereum. So, um, Algorand has implemented some of the newest, or rather smartest way to run a very effective or efficient blockchain platform, whereby you could have not just smart contracts, but you could have the same blockchain running as a private network, or rather as a public blockchain. So you could do either of the two. So Algorand is actually a multi-purpose blockchain protocol that it is really it has one of the smartest, or some of the smartest ways, or some of the smartest innovations. By the way, Algorand has really gained a lot of attention. I will walk you through, or rather, I'll mention some of those attentions that it got from the tech industry. And so you could see on my screen, I wrote blockchain trilemma. Now, what is this trilemma? Now, the founder of Ethereum proposed that you can have a decentralized blockchain, a secured blockchain, but you can't have a scalable blockchain. Or you can have a scalable blockchain, a decentralized but not secured. You can have two of the three, but you can't have the three at the same time. Now, Algorand proved this very wrong by having not just a secured blockchain platform, not just a decentralized blockchain platform, but a very scalable blockchain platform. Um, you could see it from my next slide. Now, okay, sorry, before I show you this, now just a brief introduction of the team members. Now, these guys are actually leaders in their field of expertise, and they came together to make sure that Algorand stands out amidst other blockchain platforms. Um, Now, like I told you, Algorand is a Web 3.0 blockchain platform, but one of the things that makes Algorand stand out is the fact that it operates a pure proof of stake consensus protocol or algorithm, whereby now pure proof of stake, other blockchain 3.0 runs pure proof of stake, but Algorand's, why they call theirs pure proof of stake is the fact that with as little as one algo, you can participate in consensus. So you can participate in agreeing what block gets to be written on the blockchain, or what block gets to be denied, or whatever it is, But for an agreement to take place, you can also participate with as little as one algo. um, so Algorand is actually very, and I have actually seen this only in Algorand. I've not seen it in other blockchain platforms. Uh, but so this makes it to really be pure proof of stake, because as little as one algo, like just a unit of Algorand, algo is Algorand's cryptocurrency. So just one algo will be able to allow you the privilege to participate in consensus. So if an agreement is going to be reached, you can also be a part of it. You don't need millions of algos to actually take part in the consensus algorithm. Um, so the next is just maybe uh, brief of what um, some of the things that you find on Algorand. Like I told you, it is a pure proof of stake blockchain protocol, and then it is permissionless. So everyone on this call can actually participate. I will actually tell you how you can do that. Everyone on the call can participate in contributing to Algorand. You can also uh, you can also it is also a very fast um, blockchain protocol, or rather it is a very fast um, yeah, blockchain protocol. That's the word to use. I'm trying to avoid being too technical, because some people on the call might not be very technical, so I don't want anyone to get confused. So yeah, so it is a very fast blockchain protocol, and then there is no forking, so you can't uh, only one block can get quorum. So you can pick Algorand and create another Algorand out of, so those kind of things that those gamers are playing around with. So you, and then upgrades on chain, and then you can scale to billions of users. Now, why I got very passionate about Algorand is the fact that um, for Africa, Africans are a bit, we are not patient people. That's why we can't even stay on the queue. Like, we always want things done very fast. And Algorand has actually fixed this. You can perform 1,000 transactions in 4 seconds, and that's like very fast. That's super. If you understand how blockchain works, you will know that blockchain is actually it's not a very fast protocol, but if you can achieve 1,000 transactions in 4 seconds, it means that's really very fast. So Algorand has achieved this. I'm not just talking about words of mouth, but I'm telling you that this is very achievable. I will tell you some of the milestones Algorand has achieved so far. So now, advantages of being on Algorand is you can have a very secure, decentralized, and very scalable blockchain platform, or rather protocol. You can deploy and then feel very secure that what you've deployed on the blockchain is very, very safe, very, very scalable. And then Of course, it is decentralized. Like there are no any central authority trying to manipulate what's happening on it and all of that. And also, like I told you, you can achieve 4,000 transactions per second. 4,000 transactions per second with 4 seconds block time. Uh, Also, it is very very fast, like I told you. And then the advantage of being a pure proof of stake protocol makes it even more enticing, because with as little as one algo, once you stake your algo, you would be able to participate in consensus and all of that. Um, of course, you can also write your solutions and deploy on Algorand. I will tell you more about this, but you can just deploy anything on Algorand, like anything can work on Algorand. So we have where you can store these algos I've been talking about. Like I told you, algos are units of cryptocurrency that the Algorand ecosystem uses. So you can store it on Atomic Algorand wallet, Ledger wallet, Trust wallet, My Algo wallet. You can find um, the Algorand wallet on Google Play Store or ISO, Apple Store. You can find, and then you can store your algos there. So where can I buy Algorand? So for instance, you want to get some algos, probably maybe you want to do some one or two things with it. You can get your Algorand on Binance, on OKX, on Gate.io, and on Bitmax. I use Gate.io very well, so yeah, I can tell you that you can even convert your Algorand to USDT on Gates.io, and I think Binance as well. Now, good. So these are some of the top tech guys in the ecosystem, and they are plugging to Algorand. Now, these are multi-million dollar corporations that are using Algorand protocol, or rather Algorand's protocol to do one integration or the other. Now, Theta, for instance, that was the one I mentioned. Like I told you on Gate.io, you can convert your algos to. This is a stable coin company. Now they create stable coins. Now stable coins are pegged to um, a certain cryptocurrency, sorry, a certain fiat currency. So, for instance, theta is pegged to the US dollar. So, one theta is equal to one US dollar. So you can convert your algos to theta, and so you are sure that even when the crypto market is dwindling, your crypto is very stable. Like that's why they call them stable coin. So your crypto is really very stable, and then you are sure that value is being maintained. Um, and of course, quite a lot. This is a blockchain wallet. This was the first blockchain wallet I started using when I still have it till date. So like you could have you it's a crypto wallet that you can store different cryptocurrencies, and then of course they are trying to do some kind of integration with Algorand. And all these guys, these are not words of mouth. In fact, the recent news is USDC, another stable coin, has announced that it's going to plug to Algorand. So if Algorand is not really very stable, these guys won't be running to deploy on Algorand. Now, this FOB, 5G spectrum allocation on the blockchain. Now, these guys are also doing some form of integration with Algorand. A lot of guys, a lot of tech companies are looking at Algorand. They are looking at doing integration with Algorand and all of that. So it's a call that to tell you that there's actually a future around Algorand. And if you're thinking of decentralization, if you're thinking of blockchain integration and all of that, I would rather advise you to think of Algorand as your first point of call. And then, of course, if they don't satisfy you, you can always port to others and all of that. But I bet you your expectations will be met. Um, so, how can you participate on Algorand? You can build a solution and deploy it. So, right now, myself and some guys, I'm happy to announce this to all of you that myself and Yazid have been thinking about how to take advantage of Algorand and then to see what we can do around Algorand. And so we are really in, like, we're in the pipeline trying to make something around Algorand. Also, you can apply for dev grants program. So you can build, say for instance, you can build a solution or rather a tutorial and then deploy on Algorand and then they pay you for it. Of course, yeah. Algorand will pay you for doing a high quality tutorial, to be honest. And then, of course, you can get some form of grants as high as 5,000 algos, which I can tell you is more than 1,000 US dollars, and that's like big money. So, if so, you can get yourself involved
Wow.
in. Okay, yeah, you can get yourself involved in Algorand, and so if you are able to yeah, it doesn't matter, beginner, intermediate, advanced tutorial on how to interact with Algorand's tools, yeah, you will get paid for it. I can guarantee that. Also, you have a business proposal or a solution. You can interact with Algorand through this email address. I don't know if you can see my screen.
Your screen is not sharing.
Oh,
It's, yeah, it stopped at you. I sent you the chat.
it stopped where?
Yeah, it's just on the first slide yet.
Oh no. Okay. 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 Um, you can
Yes,
see
how
it
can
now.
you get this Algorand ecosystem?
Okay. Yeah. Oh.
Yes.
Oh no. Okay. I think it was because I maximized it, so it's closed everything. Okay. Forgive me for that. But then, but if you are getting the information I've been talking about, then
Yes.
yeah, then you didn't miss anything. You really didn't miss anything. Um, Sorry, just 1 minute. Let me see. I want to make myself visible for you. Okay, so let's continue with the slide. Can you see the slide?
Yes, yes, yes. You can.
Okay, thank you very much. So yeah, you can. Yes, thank you. Okay, so you can mute back again. Thank you very much. Um, all right. So now, if you have anything for like any proposal, anything you want to work around Algorand, and you need some form of help, you can talk to Algorand on ecosystem at algorand.com. And yeah, you guys can pick it up from there with whoever is going to respond to you. Stage. This is just, I just finished a brief introduction on what Algorand is and all of that. So the next stage is for why we're on the call. Okay, so that I will just show you briefly what you need to know and then how you need to know what you need to know. So, do I entertain questions now? Are there some clarifications I need to make?
So just continue.
Okay, thank you very much. All right. So, So now the next slide is Algorand's development tools for developers. So here, so we have quite a number of tools that you can use for development, like you can use for your interaction around Algorand. Like I told you, I'm building myself and some group of guys. We are really working very hard around Algorand. Like um, we really want to get very familiar with what we're doing around Algorand. So we have been playing around, trying to do some one or two things, and then of course to show others what we already know. So we have about four SDKs that we are currently working with. We have JavaScript SDK, Java, Python, and Go. These are SDKs that you can use to play around. And then, of course, there are some utility command line tools command lines that you can use to interact with Algorand node. They are the Go command, the KMD, and then the Algo key. So, and then while you're working around the Algorand's protocol, uh, you will either be interacting with the the test net, the main net, or the beta net. Now, for the purpose of development, I would rather suggest that you just stick around with the test net, uh, because you can test anything. Like the name implies, you can just test anything you're working on. Like you can just test anything. Um, you can just find your way around. You build anything you want to make sure is working. You can just test it around there. And for those of you who are using Mac, I've not really gotten a Windows system to try this. But for those of you who are on Mac, I will, yeah, like I can just show you how to set up a node quickly, and then you can from there you can uh, interact with the node and see what you can do, how you can play around with it, and all of that. Set up the node, and then to now this is I'm sure all of you can relate to these commands. Like they are not very strange commands, but you can just copy and paste them, not really having to cram them up here. So there are command lines, there are command you can just copy and paste, and then you're good to go. Um, so I was told that we have, because I know that you guys have other speakers as well. I was told that we have 40 minutes. I don't know if you can set up a node. I'm not sure it will take us more than 10 minutes. I'm not sure. But then if you can set up a node, depending on your network, if you can set up a node, please let me know so that we can just pause here and then just run through the nodes. Or I can drop these commands for you, so that I don't rush you and then we don't end up achieving what we need to achieve. I can just drop these command lines for you, and then you can run them. If you have any problem running, setting up the node, you can just talk to me about it, and then we will iron it out. And if I can't help you, of course, I have some senior dev on Algorand that can help us
Okay. Okay. I think this commander for
to set
the
up
Mac,
the. Yeah, this is
the
this
Mac.
is for Mac. I will tell you where to get for Windows. Once you go to, um, can you see this? Can you see this URL? Can you see this URL here? I just highlighted it. Can you see developer.algorand? Algorand.org.
.org.
Yeah, you can see it right now. This is the
Yes.
site. Once you go to this site, anything you
Yes.
need, anything you need as a developer to get started on
Yes.
Algorand is on this site, developer.algorand.org. And then for Windows developers, you can get all the command lines as well. For Windows users rather, you can get all the command lines as well on this particular site. So
Okay.
yeah, but if you're on Mac, I can just drop this one for you. Or if you are setting up, uh, Khalil, I would want to ask for a favor.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sure you guys have a group, like you have your network. Uh,
Yes.
if you can do me a favor, if you can drop this developer.algorand.org URL
Yes.
for
Yeah.
anyone who wants to get active. And then, if there are any challenges, please, you have my personal contact. You can just refer the person
Yes.
to me, or maybe you have a way of connecting me to whoever has any
Sure.
challenge. Okay, so that we can
Yes.
set up and all of that. So let me just take you. Let me just talk about the next slide, so that I can entertain all your questions.
All right. Perfect.
Yes. Okay, so now Algorand has um, some funds available that um, anyone can access. Algorand recently announced that they have in funding. Please, can you guys mute?
Okay. Oh, sure. Sorry.
All right. So Algorand has in funding about 250 million algos. If you do the math, I think is about $54 million in funding for developers like you, for business developers, for researchers, for different kinds of people. Now, the first category is for researchers. Now, if you're a researcher or in the blockchain ecosystem, and you would need some kind of funding to now let me just read what I wrote here. Funding of innovative research directions with potentially major contributions to the long-term success of Algorand and any other blockchain ecosystem. So you see, Algorand is not just being selfish here. Algorand, it cares about the longevity of the blockchain ecosystem. So if you are doing research that can contribute to Algorand's long-term success or any other blockchain's long-term success, Algorand can fund the process. Um, Also, now development and tools and infrastructure. Tools and infrastructure components to support development over the Algorand blockchain and its use cases and all of that. These tools and components should make the Algorand network easily accessible to developers and system builders. Like I told you earlier on, you're able to build a tutorial or a solution can that that developers can maneuver, that will help developers to maneuver around Algorand easily. Yeah, you can get as high as 5,000 algos. It doesn't matter in intermediate, beginners, or advanced developers. Any material that you can build that will permit that will help developers build easily on Algorand is welcome. And application and use cases. So, like I told you, myself and some other guys, we're trying to build blockchain applications, and then for real world use cases that we can deploy almost immediately. Algorand will be able to give you some grants to be able to help you scale, and so as long as you're building on Algorand, you're deploying on Algorand, you'll be able to get some access some grants around Algorand. Lastly is education and community. So you are a community builder or a blockchain community promoter or builder or whatever it is. Um, you can access Algorand's funding to be able to build communities for Algorand around the blockchain ecosystem and all of that. So, with this, I would want to say I've come to the end of my pitch. I wish we would have done some practical coding so that you could see what's happening. But meanwhile, let me just show you the node I set up on my laptop. Let me just do that quickly. Um, uh, my, my VS Code. Okay, I don't know. My VS Code is not coming up. I don't know why. Okay. Anyway, so let me hear your questions. My VS Code is not coming up, and I don't want to waste so much time. Hello, can you all hear me?
It's all right. Yes, we're here. We're here. Yeah,
Okay.
we're here. A wonderful presentation, Mr. Stephen, and appreciate this. And I think one of the first questions is I've already dropped it in the chat.
Okay.
It's kindly outline the steps to deploy a solution on Algorand. So I think though that might be more efficient if we go through the developers portal and see if maybe you follow the steps. Then probably if we have issues, then we can reach out, right?
Yeah, in fact, you've answered the question. Thank you very much. Now, I would want to encourage all of you. Okay, see, let me even tell you how Algorand is trying to make this thing simple. Algorand has
Yeah.
synergized with another blockchain platform. You remember when I was in Katsina, I spoke about Blockstack.
Yes, yes, yes.
Now, Algorand has synergized with Blockstack to be able to have smart contracts that can run on both Blockstack environment and then Algorand environment. So
That's a,
yeah. So what I would advise, sorry, if you're not talking, can you mute? Because it's echoing.
sorry, sorry.
Okay, so what I would advise is, like I said, Algorand has synergized with the Blockstack to be able to have their smart contract running both on Algorand and then on Blockstack. So you can build any solution on any of the ecosystem, and then you can deploy and be rest assured that you have a smooth sail. Now, Algorand has made it very easy, very very easy. We have tons of um, tutorials on this URL I gave you, developer.algorand.org. You can see the tutorials there. You can mimic the tutorials. You can just get familiar with the tools, and then. But first things first, I would want to advise you to set up the node. Please let me know once you begin to set up the node so I can help you where you have any form of challenge, where you are finding anything difficult. I would be able to help you scale through. And um, yeah, in terms of development, you don't understand any tutorial, please reach out to me. I would see how we can work around it and then see what we can get out of it. But basically, for you to be effective, I would advise that you go through the developer.algorand.org and find your way around it. I will be happy to see a solution coming from Lumilab, or rather from Katsina, on Algorand. I will really be very impressed. And like I told you, get on developer.algorand.org, get everything you want, get everything you can get, and let's see how we can um, take advantage of the opportunity and build a very robust ecosystem for ourselves. Now, the next question, if there is any.
Please, a round of applause for me.
Thank you. Okay, so I can see yeah, I can see question here. Smart contracts,
Yes,
DApp, miners, and digital mining. Do you want me to
yeah.
just say something about this?
Yes, please, just a brief, please.
Okay, so if you can mute, then I will. All right. So so now to just answer this, so smart contracts, like I said, they are automated systems that run within. Uh, they run within the a blockchain solution. So it has to meet, like, there are certain criteria that are set. Like I explained with the normal contract, if you go to be if a contract is going to be awarded to you, there are certain conditions that you have to meet for the contract to be awarded to you. And once the contract is awarded to you, there are certain outputs that are expected from you to make the contract to be effective. So, for instance, I give you a contract to build a house. First of all, I would have to give you mobilization before you can mobilize to my side. I'll have to give you, so you would have to come and do clearing, you have to come and do digging, you have to come and do block work. So, there are different things that are involved in a smart contract for a smart contract to be able to be executed. And it's the same thing like with the regular contract. The only difference is this runs on the blockchain. So that's why it is smart. And then, of course, it doesn't need any form of monitoring. It is coded to run automatically. Okay. And then dApps are decentralized applications that you can run on a blockchain. So you are building the application to suit a particular need, but to have a decentralized functionality whereby you don't control the data. So you don't have any, you are not like a central server. Okay. The information are distributed, they are stored in a distributed way and all of that. And then so mining, digital mining is the same thing. Mining uh it's just process to do digital signing, or just solving mathematical complex mathematical solutions on the blockchain, and for a certain reward. Okay, yeah. So that's just that about it, and that mostly is done around uh, blockchains that operate proof of work. So like Bitcoin, yeah, and others. Any further question?
Please, another round of applause for this people.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank
Mr.
you,
Steve,
guys. Yes, sir.
Mr. Steve,
Yes, sir.
I want to ask you, what sort of software,
Oh,
solution like deployed on
oh no, I
blockchain to
missed.
make things?
Okay, I missed your question.
Are
Can
you
you
with me?
ask? Yes, I missed the question, but can you say it again?
Okay. I'm saying examples of solutions that could be deployed on the blockchain.
Okay, okay, let me just give you an instance. For instance, in let's say in Katsina, okay, let's say for instance in Lumilab, before you walk into Lumilab, for instance, you would need to pay a certain amount of money before you come in. So for instance, you want to build a ticketing system for Lumilab. You can actually do that on the blockchain. And if there are shareholders, they can actually track your record on the blockchain. Okay, so you can build just anything that has a real. Okay, okay. Let me say something that almost all of us can relate to. We all buy units of light to use in our houses, right? And when you walk to a power distribution company, when you walk to their company, they give you, they print out a token for you to go and use, but you're not sure how effective, you're not sure how effective that token is being, you are not sure how effective you're being charged. Probably maybe because you don't have a metering system that calculates the amount of energy that you're using. You're not sure if you're being scammed, or maybe you're being overcharged for what you're not even using. You're not sure if when the light goes off, your meter is still reading. You're not sure. So you can do is you, so for instance you do a solution that will help check how you consume your energy at home. I bet you people will trust this power distribution company even more than with the trust we have for them right now. So for you can just build any system that will permit transparency. If you want to promote transparency in a certain way, you can build and deploy on. So any real world application, any kind of application. If you want to build an application for Garua, you want to build an application for Neymasa, you want to build just any kind of application, you can just do anything and deploy it on the blockchain. As long as is meeting a certain need, you can do that.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So that means virtually anything, virtually any software I can just think of could deploy it on the blockchain, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And that gives us an instance that blockchain is more of creating transparency and a kind of unclouded system of transactions over
Perfect.
the internet.
Yes, yes, yes. It is not it is not a
Okay.
centralized system, so it doesn't run
So,
things like server. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So
Yes.
it means there is this kind of misconception that the blockchain. I was trying to explain to some people, so I told them this way that a blockchain is more like it's also run on the internet. But what happens is it creates a digital record on a node, which is I signify it as probably something like our individual computers,
Perfect.
right?
Yes, 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 yes.
So that means if I'm building something on the blockchain, that means I'm creating a digital copy of it in as many numbers of nodes as on that blockchain network.
Perfect. Perfect.
Great.
Le-
So
let me
I
even
think now,
let me
yes,
even
yes,
add to
yes, please.
this. Let me even add to this. Now, the reason why I'm even asking you guys to set up your own node personally is so that you can have it enables speed. Okay, so you interact with your node at a very fast rate. Okay, so you can also set up your own node where other people can store their own digital records and all of that.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I'll be glad. We'll be glad to do that. Please put your hands together.
Thank you very much. And let me even
So
tell you, I will help you. Like I said, I'm going to help you set up your own nodes so that, and then show you how you can bring your own node online. Okay, and then you can also participate in consensus. It is a very beautiful thing to do. Very, very beautiful thing to do.
that's beautiful. One thing is over the time of interacting with people and going through stuff. Actually, the reason why most people are actually scared, or I would say skeptical of venturing into blockchain is because of that unclear, kind of a very very clear, straightforward definition and And I know maybe here still people have such misconception then, but what we're going to do now is that we are going to organize separate meetups whereby we discuss purely on blockchain and how to start everything. Then we'll also be taking, I'll discuss with you at your convenience, probably resources to help started, and also how to get started on the development also. Because
No.
I believe since we are developers here, the only thing that was going to make us more effective is to develop on the blockchain, right?
Yes, yes, yes. In fact, Algorand has made it even more easier that
Perfect.
you can take a part of your application and plug it on
Perfect.
Algorand, and
Perfect.
just that part will be running on the blockchain. Every other thing can be decentralized, but only that part can be on the blockchain. Okay, so
Perfect.
yeah, so
That, that,
because the blockchain building a complete dApp makes the application a bit boring, but if you build a semi dApp, a lot of people can easily relate with. So imagine if you are doing, okay, let me not bring the code the example because it will complicate the thing a lot more. So but in real sense,
okay.
you can pick a part of your application, plug it on the blockchain, and then whoop, there you go.
That's beautiful. So
Hmm.
that means, let's say I'm building a software solution or a web application. I could just deploy my API on the blockchain and then
Perfect.
continue flexing my
Perfect.
content on
Perfect.
this. Then I'll bring my
In fact,
API on.
what you can even do is you're building your database can just be on the blockchain. Every other thing can be in a regular application. Okay?
Wow,
Yes, yes, yes.
that's actually, I would say, the best news of the morning for me actually.
Thank you. So that's why I'm saying Algorand has actually come to make development, blockchain integration a lot more easier and then funful. Okay,
That's
yeah,
beautiful.
having fun while building on the blockchain.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Actually, I'm really glad. I'm really glad we had this because it really opened a lot of. So the last time we discussed, I was very going into blockchain, but then a lot of things, as I told you, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But I believe now with everyone on board, it will be easier for people to get on and to
Yes.
venture into it.
Yes.
So who's interested in going into blockchain? Let me see. Let me share the screen so you can see.
Okay. Sorry. Let me just go. Okay. Let me see. Okay. 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 Then
Okay,
that's
so
fine. Then we have a good number to start with.
perfect,
Yes.
perfect. So we're going to make a plan of how to go about it from here, and then wherever we need you to chip in, we'll definitely reach out to you.
No problem. No problem. I'm open. I'm here.
Mr. Stephen actually is doing this all free of charge for us. No charge, no payment, no nothing. Sharing this depth of knowledge with us. So please, can we put our hands together again?
Thank you
So,
very
Mr.
much.
Stephen,
Yes.
do we have any further questions for Mr. Stephen before we hang up on this call and proceed on other things? Does anyone has any other questions? Mr. Stephen, but get ready to get your inbox bombarded with questions, please.
No problem. No problem. I'm here. I'm open. I'm available. Thank you very
That's
much for
beautiful.
your time and bye bye.
Thank you very much, and we remain Katsina Dev community and healthy. Thank you.
Bye bye.